to have you.
Hi. You know what? I was doing something and I went, oh my God, it's 5 past. Time just flew by. I was like, oh, my alarm didn't go off. Thank you so much for having me here.
We're excited to have you.
Yes.
I love your colors, let me just say.
Thank you. Thank you.
Super
Thank you.
fun.
Like a nice mandala behind me today.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's like a lovely mandala behind me. Yeah.
Yeah, but I love your colors that you're wearing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I love wearing bright colors as well anyways.
Yeah.
So I do. So thank you so much for having me here. Would you like, I'm excited to share some Feng Shui tips and do some training with everyone.
Great. Well, I would love for you to introduce yourself. How about that?
Yeah, for sure. Hi, everybody. So my name is Patricia, and I am a Feng Shui expert and consultant. I help people make their homes magnetic to money, luck, and blessings, and all the good things. So if you're part of Jenny's world, I know that you may have been working with some energy issues or whatever, but I'm happy to support you to help you see things you can do in your environment. So as part of Jenny's world, working on your inner world, like your health and well-being, I help people create their environment that then supports your health and well-being.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we've got a few more people on here. Yes, great. Everyone's muted themselves, so that's perfect. And can you hear me, Patricia, still?
I can hear you perfect. Yes.
Okay, great. Is everyone else can hear good? All right, perfect, great. Okay, so we're just gonna let you go ahead and have the floor. I've got nothing. So.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for having me here. I'm excited to share some things that you can do with Feng Shui. And I'm going to just talk about some things that you may not have know about Feng Shui and what it is. So first of all, just a little bit about my background in terms of like, how did I get into this? And really, one of the big things is around creating your personal environment, because a lot of people come to me when they get to a space where they feel like they've been doing a lot of personal development, a lot of inner work, and despite kind of like doing a lot of that work, you're not really creating or attracting what it is that you want into your life. So not making success like really last. And this was a big thing for me, because right now, I help thousands of women around the world. I'm based in New York, but I've been in Bali. Most of the time I live in Bali. And I've been known for making Feng Shui really actionable. But maybe about like 6-7 years ago, it wasn't like this. I actually was a struggling healer and yoga teacher. I was on a bicycle cycling around Dublin, just trying to make ends meet, to be honest. And it was a pretty tricky time. Some days I only earned like €5, so it was a little bit difficult. Now I live in Bali most of the time. I'm just visiting in New York, but I actually just feel so blessed with this beautiful life I've created. And one of the big things around this was like turning my life from a place of being kind of trapped and not very happy what was going on for my life, but also using and remembering Feng Shui. So when I was 15, I actually first got my first books about Feng Shui. And I have no idea as a 15-year-old how I actually heard about Feng Shui, because my parents are not into this. They're not into anything alternative. They're just like regular people. And this was, you know, the west coast of Ireland, when there was not even hardly connection to the internet. And I wanted books about Feng Shui. Now, that really for me was something that was a really big thing for me, because I was fascinated with environments and homes and making a place feel good. But I kind of put it all to the wayside. I forgot all about it when I was in my 20s, and I got really stuck, really miserable. And no matter what I was doing, I really kind of struggled a lot around money and around my, and just like having an abundance of flow of money. Now, that's what one of the main things that kind of unfolded. But I was also really wanted to call in love. And at that stage, I was still kind of struggling and doing not much, and I wanted to call in love for myself. So I decided to, and it kind of like was like, you know, when the teacher's ready, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. And I got this moment where I remembered, oh my God, I can feng shui my bedroom for love. So I actually set up my bedroom for love. And that was one of the biggest things that happened. Was within a couple of weeks, I actually attracted my now husband into my life. And this is by just setting up my environment to align with what I wanted. And I hadn't really played with it for a long since I was in my teens. So it really made a huge difference. So it was one of these things. I was working with my clients doing, healing and clearing limiting beliefs, releasing trauma, releasing anxiety, and helping them kind of get really clear what they wanted. And they were still not quite kind of overcoming the hump that I wanted them to. And it was like really a mystery for me because they were doing a lot of good things. And when I kind of met Ken, I was like, oh my God, because although I was doing the work, their environment was blocking them. So their physical environment was actually repelling the real truth of what they wanted to call into their life. But once I started actually really diving into the Feng Shui, I attracted Ken, which is kind of the best bit. But my business started to boom. I started to have more energy. I ended up moving to Bali. I've been seen, like, featured on TV, and lots of amazing, amazing things started to happen. I think the biggest thing for me is really seeing people learn, like, the transformation in people's lives, because we often take for granted what our physical environment looks like, how it feels, and how sometimes we blame ourselves. We think that it's something that we are doing wrong with ourselves. So we think that we're doing something in terms of like our, we need to work harder, we need to like eat better, we need to, get up earlier. Like, we're going to find all the reasons for us to make our lives better, but actually it could be our physical environment that could be blocking it. So I have like so many amazing clients that have like cleared their debts and found their soulmates, got new jobs, got married, doubled or trebled their businesses, have their families all happy again. And that was like, that's what this is all about. It's like when they started to understand the energy of their environment. Now, my approach kind of makes people kind of like, I talk about Feng Shui a little bit differently, because the energy of your home could literally be blocking what it is that you want to call into your life. And I feel like I explain it a little bit different to how you kind of what people think Feng Shui is about. So I'm going to kind of demystify that first, and then I'm going to go into some things that you can do to energize your space. I want you to think about and imagine what your life would look like if you were calling in money, luck, and blessings, and opportunities and clients like 24/7. If you actually had the vibrancy of health to call in those good things, because that is so, so, so powerful. Yes, your house actually has the power to do that once you follow some of the things that I'm going to share with you. So I'm going to talk about 4 different layers of Feng Shui, because that I want you kind of to understand, get a deeper picture of it. It's not a crazy superstition. Like, that is something that I really want to kind of like, and you may be here like, well, why has Jenny got Patricia on like talking about Feng Shui? Because it's not about moving furniture, knocking walls, hanging weird trinkets, or just for hippies or woo-woo peeps. Feng Shui works even if you don't believe in it. So I'm going to give you some things that you can do today to help you like align this energy a little bit more. Feng Shui is a 5,000-year-old practice that is highly respected and considered a sacred practice in China. It's all about bringing in the flow of abundance and health and well-being into your home. Because, and this is the big thing that myself and Jenny have connected on, is that when you create a happy home or a Feng Shui home, is all about creating a home that is good for your health and good for money. And if we have great health and good abundance and money in our lives, isn't that what we all ultimately want? Like, that's a lot of it all. Once we've health and we've the money to support us with that, it's really a much happier, easier life. And I'm going to tell you one of the things. Feng Shui, as I said, isn't for woo-woo peeps or people who, like, it's really is a practice that is used by Hollywood directors, movie stars, presenters, large corporations, Oprah, hotels and banks. These huge businesses use Feng Shui. Hyundai cars, Morgan Stanley, Shangri-La hotels, Coca-Cola, Disney, they have all used Feng Shui to improve their environments. And the thing is, I don't believe that Feng Shui is just for these big businesses. It's for you as well. It's for everyone. Everyone can use Feng Shui. And the thing is, it also can be kind of confusing. And I'm here really to demystify it and make it a lot simpler and easier. And that's why I like to translate it into a much easier way. And I'm going to share with you today some of the 4 layers of Feng Shui. Now, the 4 layers of Feng Shui, and we're going to talk today about the overall personality of your home. So there's an overarching personality of your home that actually dictates what your the bigger picture of what's going on in terms of your life. This means like in terms of finances and health and well-being and personal relationships. So in terms of your financial and literally in terms of your bank account and bank balance, your home can actually be one of 2 personalities. I'm going to dive into that in terms of finances. And then in terms of like support for friends and family and relationships and health and well-being, that is another, it is a personality. So that's literally dictating. I'm going to talk about that. The second thing I'm going to talk about are the fact that there's 9 parts of your home that represents 9 parts and areas of your life. And each area of your home represents a different part of your life. And I'm going to dive into specifically one area for everyone here to look at to help them get more energy in their lives, more vibrancy, and especially in terms of health. Then I'm going to talk about the fundamental principles of Feng Shui. And this is what can happen is a bit of a misunderstanding, because we think that by working on doing some of the little principles, the little basics, that it's going to fix the overall personality of the home. But it won't. It's like literally putting a plaster on a broken leg. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And then hopefully, if I still have time, I will talk about some of the things can be impacting from the past energy of the home, things that have happened in the home since you've moved in, or past owners that could also be impacting what's going on in your life today. Now, the first thing I wanted to talk about and share about is finding that personality in terms of the financial personality of your home. And it's really about that energy, that money energy. Your home has its own energy personality, and it's, as I said, either attracting the money that you want or blocking it. But you have to have and this is something that's not talked about in Feng Shui. You can harness this energy and draw in more of what you want, and kind of change that personality type, essentially. So whatever it is in terms of abundance that you want to welcome in, more money, more clients, improve, like more miracles financially, your house, we can change this. But when you come to realize that your house actually decides how much you earn or make, it gets like this little bit of a like, what? And that your house can be either good or bad for money. So signs that your house is bad for money. So I want you to even just think for a second and see if you tick any of these boxes. Your debt seems to be rising. As quickly as the money flows in, it flows out again. You have a constant stream of unexpected expenses, or you may even struggle with money or even holding money into your bank account. Now, having 2 or more of those things going on in your life may be a sign that your house is actually bad for money. And that means that even if you worked harder, or even if you just got more as a second job, that money situation wouldn't really change that much. And the next side I'm going to talk, and I want to just say, like, don't panic. And really I'm here about giving people an overview and an understanding of like what it is and how it could be directly impacting them. And I'm going to go now and talk about the actual, like, the health side as well. So there is a way to be also registering on the same side with this personality, that your house also dictates your health and well-being and your personal relationships, kind of that lucky vibe, you know? So your house will decide like how much good luck you have, how much vibrancy and good health you have, and the kind of experiences you have, whether that means you're getting on great with your family members, or you're arguing with your children are always fighting, or you have legal suits or things coming in at you. This is what this is about. So your house is either good for people or bad for people. And a house that's good for people is, you know, you can kind of maybe think of them, it's a house that everyone gets on really well. They may not have much money, but they are, you know, and it's a contracting of these 4 different house types. So it's either good for people or bad for people, or good for money or bad for money. And it's kind of a combination, it has its own money personality and its thing. So if your house is bad for people, which will be bad in terms of like the well-being of the house, you could feel kind of stuck, like really feel like your energy is being sucked out of when you're in your house. You may always feel kind of weighed down by negativity. There may be fights or bickering or lawsuits, or like kind of that sense of being jinxed, like where you want to go is not happening, and this sense of real stagnancy or kind of like this unlucky vibe. Now, you can have a think about it and see what what you think your house is, but this could be just holding you back from really that sense of vibrancy and these good things flowing into your life. I also want to tell you, like, not to panic. My mission here is to kind of give you some awareness, because when you get the awareness, you realize, oh, it's not me, it's my house, and there is a way to fix it. So that's like kind of the best part, to be honest. Now, once you've kind of got clear on though that idea of like the main overarching personality that we talked about, the next thing I want to talk about is every part of your home represents a different part of your life. So you have your physical body. Just imagine that your house is like a person. It has your physical body, like is like a person, and I have my own personality, but then I have organs in my body that have certain jobs. So my heart has a job, my lungs have a job, every part of my body, my function have a function. And it's the same with your home. Your home, every part of your home has a kind of a job, and it's either the energy is flowing positively, calling in and attracting what you want, or it is flowing around and repelling it and pushing it away. So I like to call Feng Shui acupuncture for your home. And when we look and dive into the goings on in each one of these areas, or these kind of organs, what's going on in them, we'll see kind of a little bit deeper dive into the process. So there's 9 areas of your home, and the first one is smack bang in the middle is the health and well-being area. That health and well-being area is the one I want to focus on today. So basically, if you kind of look at a floor plan of your house, right smack bang in the middle is going to be the health and well-being area. And that area is either really, really great, like energetically. So it's very good on certain layers. So the first thing you would kind of check for in that area is clutter. Like, is there things in there is there clutter there that you could just take out and clear the space of clutter? The second thing you would look at in that area is you would look at what's actually in that area. Does it represent health, well-being, vibrancy, and aliveness? And that's really a powerful thing to look at. Does it represent those things? And if it does, great. Or if it doesn't, you could add in some fresh flowers into that area. You could add in some fruit into that area, something that is alive and vibrant, or even some affirmations about, I feel healthy and alive and happy. And that's what that kind of like that center area. And that's what I would recommend to everyone here, is to look at that central area of your home and see what the hell is going on there. Now, there is a deeper layer to that, because as that energy is kind of flowing, and what's in it, first of all, declutter, getting it ready, getting it repaired. And the next thing is there's a hidden energy. And this energy is like unseen. So what that means is basically almost like magnets. If you see magnets, they're like pushing against each other. Like if they're in the wrong direction, they're pushing against, like repelling. And that really, you can see it because it's a fact when you look at the magnets. And it's the same thing in Feng Shui. In that area, the energy is either like really positive and attracting in the positive energy of health and vibrancy, or it is literally pushing it while repelling it. And that's what we do when people work with me with Feng Shui, is we analyze and see what that energy is specifically going on in your house, because every person and every home is completely unique. And when we when we change those energies into flow and bring the energy flowing into it, it's just like, yay, magnets. And it starts bringing in the positive flow into your home. So there's 9 areas of your home, and each one of those areas has its own distinctive energy unique to your home going on. Now I'm going to talk about and tell you about each of those areas, and to know about like that they exist, because we don't even realize that we have a prosperity area in our home, an area that actually is directly impacting our wealth and prosperity, literally attracting our prosperity. You have that overarching personality, but even deeper down, there's another function that's working on that area. Then you have your career area. So if there's kind of, and this is where you kind of look and see, okay, this, like, some parts of my life might be going smoothly, so the energies could be really happy in those areas, and other parts may not be going so smoothly. So you have your health area, you've got your prosperity area, you have your career area. You also have the helpful people and travel area, and then the next one you have is the fame and reputation area, so how you shine your light in the world. Then you have your travel area, and then you also have your family area. So when you start thinking about it, you start going, wow, every single part of my home represents a different part of my life. And when we look at those different areas, for example, you've got the new beginnings area. If that area is blocked, it is literally blocking new opportunities coming in. If that energy is not happy, it is literally repelling what it is that you want into your home. So what I would recommend in terms of this call, I know that Jenny is working on helping people create have an anti-inflammatory life. Look at your health area. Look at that area, see what you can declutter, and have a little think about what's in that area specifically. Knowing that underlying energies may be at play that are like blocking you from calling in exactly what it is you want in terms of your vibrancy or any of those areas of your life. Now, the next part is I wanted to touch on was the fundamental principles of Feng Shui itself. So a lot of the time, this is what people think that Feng Shui is about, that it's about moving furniture, setting yourself up in your power position, and making sure that your bed is in a certain way. And I want to just talk about a few of those things because they're useful and they will help you just become more clear with what things you could be doing in terms of the space. So in your bedroom, one of the things for setting up your bedroom would be around making sure that your bedroom is a place is a sanctuary. Especially when I'm talking about the bedroom here today, because I know that if you do have like regular issues in terms of your health, it is important to realize that sleep is a very, very important component of this. It's about it's where you need to rest and recuperate, where your body heals when you're sleeping. So we really want your bedroom to be as harmonious as possible. Now, so what can you do to really set up your bedroom for success? There's like positioning your bed in the right area, making sure that when you are in your bed, that you can see the door, that when you're in that under your bed, that you don't have anything stored under your bed. That can really impact your energy, your sleep. It can deplete you. And that your bedroom becomes a place for rest, romance, and relaxation. That it becomes a real sanctuary, a place that is literally so supportive of you that it's like giving you a big hug. And that's a really important component of it. It's just like thinking about looking at your bedroom and saying, does this represent rest, romance, and relaxation? What's in this space that does not resonate with that for me in my home? So it's very important to kind of think about and these are that's like one of the kind of fundamental parts of Feng Shui that's like almost like not really thought about in terms like that you kind of think it is about just this setup. But those things are obviously things you can do yourself to start getting yourself set up, like get your bedroom in a situation where you can see your bed, decluttering your bedroom, under your bed, making sure you've no exercise equipment in your bedroom or anything work related. This is the space where you want to rest. So the imagery in your bedroom is also really important. So making sure that the imagery represents having a restful night's sleep, or not necessarily restful night, or like represents a picture of a beautiful couple or yourself and your partner to re-engage and to energize your relationship area and energize your relationships. Now, the next thing I wanted to just touch on was really about the idea of the past things that have happened in your home. So like I talked about, your home has that overall personality. So it's either good for people or bad for people, or good for money or bad for money. And that is kind of just like the kind of cloud hanging over, like that's the kind of definition of the overall personality. But things that have come into your home. So whether it's people, whether it's like people that lived in the house beforehand, and whatever has gone in the house, on in the house, your house has ears. So actually your house, like I described it, it's like a person. It has eyes, it has ears, it has a mouth, and it is like listening to what's going on. So it's absorbing anything that's kind of happened in the home. So any arguments, any disagreements, anything that's happened in the home that is that is not all the good stuff and all the bad stuff. And that can really also start to ingrain into the energy of the space and start creating repeating patterns and energies. So I would recommend today, just to talk people through, I'm going to talk you through something you can do called a space clearing. And when you do a space clearing, this is an opportunity to really open the doors and release any of those old stories. And this can feel like really creating a space, like kind of creating giving it like a fresh breath of fresh air into the environment, you know. So it's kind of like an just an energetic space of clearing it. Now, fundamentally, doing a space clearing isn't going to like change the overall personality of your home, but you will feel a nice uplift if you once you release any of those old stories and the things that have happened in the home. So what I would recommend is the very first thing is to get yourself an instrument, or you can clap your hands, you can play music, you can use a singing bowl or a small bell to do a space clearing. And when you do a space clearing, essentially one of the things is about creating a very powerful intention for what it is that you want to call in, and what it is you want to release. So you have a clear idea of like, I'm just like letting go of anything that has happened in the home, and I want to welcome in new positive energy. So you start with setting your intention of what it is that you want to call in. And then once you set the intention, if it's kind of cold right now outside, so you can kind of, if you can open your window up a little bit, and then putting a little bubble of light around yourself. I like to start with sound. Now, if you do have something called sage or Palo Santo, if you've never heard of sage, it's like it's a sacred kind of like ritual leaves, this dried white sage, and you can just light it and like burn it and move around your house. Literally what it is, it's like burning through any negative energy. Now, if you're kind of not even open to that, or you don't really know what it is, don't worry about it. I recommend using sound. So you start at your front door, set your intention, put a little bubble of light around you, and then move around the place just like clapping your hands, or using your singing bowl or your bell. That will literally, once you, and the idea is you start moving around clockwise and literally allowing the whole house to kind of like wash away all that energy out of your space, and any of that negative energy. A nice thing to do is even to light some incense afterwards, or even to spritz some, excuse me, or even spritz some rose water. So spritzing rose water will like bring in some sweetness. So as you spritz the rose water, you're bringing in some sweetness from the place, and it'll help with like making it like kind of like that intention of like, I want to bring in some love and some positive energy and some joy. So that's what I would really recommend. Now, in terms of today, and to kind of give you a few more little things that you can do. First of all, I wanted to give you just an awareness of like how your house could be actually impacting you, and knowing that it may not be you. Like, it may not be you. That's you know, it's not your fault. You know, that's one big thing in terms of the energy of what's going on. The second thing would be the idea of then realizing that every single part of your home has a specific job, and it's impacting you, and either the energy is happy or it's sad, and it's either like attracting or repelling. So once we start working with, like, first of all, the layers that you can do yourself will be decluttering and looking at looking what's in that specific space, if it's aligned with it, and then moving on to then the different setups. So today I talked about the bedroom, and really allowing and creating a space that's a sanctuary for you, so you can get as much sleep as possible and get like really great night's sleep. So that would include even having a headboard would be an important thing in your bedroom. So that really represents support. And there's a lot of things that are very symbolic in Feng Shui. So then the next thing that I wanted to just touch on was a few things that you'll be able to kind of keep in mind, like at the they're going to bottom these little these little tips that you can do. For example, keeping your toilet seat down, making sure that the money isn't rushing out the door. And also, you know, as I said, your house is like a person. It has eyes, it has ears, and it has a mouth. I don't know why I'm yawning. I'm kind of like in an enclosed space in here.
Oh,
There's not
long
much
day,
fresh
maybe.
air coming in. So one of the things would be about making sure that you like keep the energy coming into your house and into yourself. So it's just like a person. If you don't bring the energy in the front door, it will starve. Like if you don't bring energy into your mouth, if you don't feed yourself, you will starve. And it's the same as your feng shui. Making sure that your front door is being used, that it's nice and clean, that it's lovely and welcoming, and that you're like calling in all that good energy. So we know when we eat, when we bring the food in, it comes into our body and it then becomes so much more aligned up. So that's what I wanted to kind of share with you today, is really just making sure that your energy and what the space that you are creating is like calling in what it is that you want. And you're making sure your front door is nice and clean and clear. So I hope that this gave you some insights about feng shui. I'm happy to open up the floor to answer any questions. In terms of feng shui, I have actually some free trainings out right now that I can give you the link. Actually, I can. Do I have it there? I can give you the link to. It's the one. That's the one. I'll have to find it. I'll find the link. I'll share it there for you. It really, I kind of talk about the prosperity area. But today I wanted to talk more about the actual like health and well-being and some things that you could do with that. Let me just get that. Free. Yeah, this I'll just post it there because there's a link to the one about go.
Great, thank you.
So if anyone wants to kind of learn, I also have a masterclass that I'm going to be teaching tonight, but I wanted to, or tomorrow, but I wanted to just kind of give an overview of feng shui and how there's many different layers of it, and understanding that that like, you know, you can do something small on your in your environment and it'll have like, and it could have a positive effect in terms of like moving your bed into your power position, clearing out your bedroom, setting all like that. But there's still other things, oh, excuse me, that you can do. Sorry, I don't know. It's really weird. I had a good night's sleep last night. So if anyone would like to ask me any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Well, I have a couple of questions actually. I just wanted to, you went over, I mean, you so quickly, it was so much information. The points, you said there's 9 areas in home. Can you tell me those again?
Yeah, so there's your health area, your career area, your wealth area, your new beginnings area, your helpful people area. There's your fame area. There's the oh my God, my brain goes blank.
Family, you mentioned family area.
Family area, new beginnings, and spirituality and personal development area.
Okay, spirituality and personal development. Okay, great. So yeah, because I was just like, oh, very interesting. And I just wanted to say something about the front door. Oh my gosh. that thing about the front door is so interesting, because I think of how often our front door gets used, as in it doesn't. You know, it welcomes the Amazon man.
Okay.
So that's just really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, this is a really important thing to realize, that the front door is a space where the energy comes in, and it's super important to acknowledge it and to realize that it's directly impacting what's coming into your life. And you know, when we talk about energy, it can be one of these things that feels a bit loosey-goosey and a bit like what, but it's actually everything. Like, it's money, it's career, it's opportunities, it's love, it's fun, it's abundance. Like, it's all the things. That's what we want to welcome into our house, and we want to hold them in our house and contain them and keep all the good stuff and make sure that it's only the good stuff that's coming in.
Right. Sure. Nancy, did you have any questions? You have to unmute yourself, darling. Or I can unmute you, actually. Let's see. I think I can. Nope.
Well, here, I got one.
There you go.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I have observation or maybe a sharing. When the last house that we moved in before our current home was a big old farmhouse that had been inhabited, originally built in the 1700s, had obviously a bunch of people who had lived in it before us. We tried some energy clearing, but I don't think we ever succeeded. Our current home, we built, and we built it on the principles, loosely on the principles of Sthapatya Ved, which is the Hindu version of Feng Shui.
Yeah.
And the qualitative difference in our current home, for one thing, we always use the front door. We have what I would call a great room, and it's remarkably uncluttered. Yes, there is a landing field. I am a human, so I have a landing field. But the energetic difference between our last home, where multiple generations of family had lived, as opposed to this one where we created it anew for us, is quite amazing. So I guess I would sort of say I'm a testament to the difference between something that has old energies and something that has really started with your own energy.
Yeah, and I don't want to like totally 100% agree with you, because I have worked with clients who, like, we've done like they've lived in hundreds of year old houses, and we've done the feng shui on it, and it's like, you know, people have built brand new houses, and if they haven't worked with the principles of feng shui, they can still build a house that's bad for people and create really bad energy and have the same jinx stuff that was going on from a house built in the 1700s. So energetically, right. Yeah, so it really depends on also your intention, and often people, we don't realize that when you attract your home into you, it's pretty much a reflection of you. So wherever you're at in your life, and whatever you're kind of like, it can be a very powerful place. So if you use the intention of, like, you know, I'm aware of the Hindu philosophy of it. I'm a yoga teacher as well. So it's super powerful when you've started using those practices, right, to build your house, for sure. But yeah, energetically, and that's what I say, like, just doing a space clearing cannot ever change the whole personality of a home. But that's what feng shui does. We actually look at the energies and we work with those. Lucky you to have all that vibes in your new house.
Yes.
I can't hear you, Jenny. Or, sorry, Lisa. Hello? Lisa, I can't hear you.
There I am. Sorry about that. So I was asking Dawn if she had any question, but it looked like she's out, or I can't tell. Let's see. Yeah, she might be out. But so I found this very interesting. I've never entertained the idea of feng shui, and I do like want my house to be a sacred space. When people come, I want them to feel peaceful when they come in, and I totally believe that, you know, we have an energy about us. So you know, I appreciate hearing what you've had to share with us today. Really was eye-opening. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things, is like, oftentimes when we hear feng shui, we think it's about moving furniture, and like, and I'm like, no, most of the time I don't really mind where people's furniture is. Like, I'm like, I really want to make sure that it's a supportive place, that you have a good night's sleep, that you can attract all the money and all the good things into your life, and make a huge change. Like, make sure that you're really following your kind of divine purpose, and allowing the environment that you live in to support it.
Right. And then I just want to go back to one more thing about the health and wellness part of it, because that is why we're all here in this area with Jenny. And so you said, you know, declutter the main central area, because that's where the health and wellness is right? Yeah. All right. And you said, you know, look and see what's in there. So like, you know, is there anything lively and vibrant in there? You can place flowers or even fruit. So can you speak anything more into that?
To be honest, it's mostly about keeping the space as clear as possible and just bringing in things that are going to be like resonant with health and vibrancy. So whether it's like bringing in Jenny's book into that area, you know, something that's symbolic of that, whether it's putting a picture of flowers in that area, you know,
Even oils.
Pardon?
Doing a diffuser with oils, the essential
if you
oils.
want. Yeah, if you want. Like, to be honest, most importantly is the underlying energy, but when you could to try and just start working on clearing it and making sure it's as clear as possible, that will be really important.
Okay. Well, that is super. Trying to look over my notes and see if there was anything else. Oh, I loved it when you mentioned the rose water.
Yeah.
It's like, hey. Oh, and not your fault. You said something about, can you remember? You said something about the not your fault.
So oftentimes we think and we spend time thinking that things that are going wrong in our life are actually because of us, or things that are not going in the way that we want to happen is not our fault. Like that it's our fault and we blame ourselves. And what happens is when people come to me, I will look at the energy of their house and it's like, no, it's not you, it's your house. We just need to fix your house, fix the energy of your house. And we fix the energy of your house and make the space flowing and supportive, then everything else starts to unfold.
That's very neat. Yeah. I mean, just even today, I was dealing with you know, I take things so personal, you know, and have, you know, most of my life. And I'm reaching an age where a new age this, you know, everyone gets a new age this year. I'm reaching 50, so it's like a big deal. So anyway, it's like, you know, I don't want to wait until this to be satisfied with my life, to be happy with who I am and where I am right now. So that I was just having the moment about the whole, you know, not taking things so personal. It's not my fault that somebody responds the way they do, or, you know, it's just not always my fault. So I was just really resonating with that today.
For sure. Well, that's brilliant. And the thing is, like I feel like sometimes we can be just really hard on ourselves, and realizing that it's so powerful for us to be able to do this. Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
So is that you, Dawn? Dawn, do you have a question?
No, just listening.
Oh, great. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if anyone has any questions, please ask now or forever hold your peace. Nancy, you got one? No? Okay. All right. Well, listen, I really appreciate you, Patricia. And
you're welcome.
We've got your link on the side here.
Yeah.
I did go to your website. It's absolutely lovely, by the way. It's
Thank
beautiful
you.
colors. I love it. It's very clean. And so, you know, if you're interested, she is doing tell them about you have like a quiz or something that.
Oh yeah, so I have a quiz that'll help you figure out your house type, and I'll let me see, I can get the link for it there now. This is actually for the class I'm doing. I'll be doing this. Let me just post it here. Go. So that's my class for tomorrow evening, and I can give you the one for the. Need to find the link to share the one for the quiz. Find it. Actually, the first one I gave you, if you go to the first link that I gave you, that first link, when you go into that link, it'll actually, you'll see option at the bottom to watch all the videos, and it's the second video with the quiz. The second video is the quiz, so they're all there. You'll be able to watch them all available now, so they are.
Okay, wonderful.
Cool.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I know
You're
Jenny's
welcome.
sad that she didn't get to be with you today.
Don't worry about it. Jenny has had great results already. So we've been working with her. So it's been amazing. And
Awesome.
Thank you so much for this chance to speak to you all. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. I hope I can see some of you on my call tomorrow, my training. I'd love to have you there.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. We'll let you go. Have a great rest of your day.
I will.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.